All right, we're live. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is AM and Ion. I am Don Collins. I know, it's been a little bit since I've been live, but got some good stuff today for you guys. First things first, MLB news. In the MLB, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the Dodgers are the first team to 60 wins this year. So I want to commend them for what they've been doing. You got Kershaw and the boys still pitching lights out, but they got a rookie sensation, Cody Bellinger, who's the youngest player in MLB history to 25 home runs. So there's the Dodgers. Over on the AL side, Aaron Judge broke Joe DiMaggio's rookie record for the Yankees with his 30th home run, all before the All-Star break. So, I don't know if you know who Aaron Judge is, but you wouldn't see it coming. He batted a buck 79 last year with the Yankees in his call-up, and this year he's batting 330 with 30 home runs, and he's a leading contender for the MVP as of right now. So, phenomenal what they're doing in New York. But home runs, that gets me to the home run derby. The field this year is absolutely stacked. The aforementioned Judge and Cody Bellinger are in it, but then you also have the defending home run champion, Giancarlo Stanton, who I personally think is going to win it again this year. You talk about his moonshot power. You see what he does at Miami and what he does for the Marlins in that stadium. I don't see how he doesn't win it again. I just really don't. So I think the home run derby would be nice. You can catch that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central for, different time zones. But definitely, I think Aaron Judge will give some competition, but I think Stanton has it on lock. Moving forward, speaking of the All-Star Week, congratulations to all the MLB All-Stars. You guys worked hard. You deserve it. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention as much as I have, but the MLB season has been really, really, really great this year. A lot of parity, a lot of guys that you may not expect to go crazy, like Aaron Judge. You got Justin Smoke of the Toronto Blue Jays. He's a first-time All-Star. More on that in a little bit. But I just really, really, really am excited to see the type of parity just amongst the players who are performing well. Because now you got the lesser-known guys who are performing. And you see that, and even in a Toronto, an Oakland, where you have Yonder Alonso, who's an all-star, putting up great numbers. You have these guys, so everybody has something to cheer for. And I think, with the recent moves in the NBA, you kind of see where you don't really know what your team is going to look like. I'm a Bulls fan. And in Chicago, we don't really know what's going to happen here. But in the MLB, you got stars everywhere. But that gets me to my next point. The Milwaukee Brewers are the leading team from the NL Central. Cubs. We're not going to get on that today. But they only have one All-Star, and it's not the guy that you would think it would be. It's not Travis Shaw. It's not, their shortstop that they just called up, obviously. It's not Ryan Braun. It's a pitcher. It's Corey Knebel. I hope I said that right. But he's their lone All-Star, and that ties them with the Phillies for just one, for the lowest. And I'm trying to figure out, how are you an MLB division leader with a lot of hot bats who only has one All-Star? And I get it. How many teams are paying attention to Milwaukee? But the Cubs didn't have an All-Star. They have one pitcher, Wade Davis. So where is it coming from? Where are the rest of the All-Stars coming from? You got 10 between Washington and L.A., which I understand, bigger markets, more coverage. But I think if you're going to reward the players for playing well, I think the Brewers deserve at least two. I think we can get two. So, Milwaukee, sorry for the snubs. But I'm going to go more with the snubs. Justin Smoke, I mentioned him. And I'm just trying to figure out, how many casual fans know who Justin Smoke is? So, he is the starting first baseman for the AL All-Star team. Deserve it. He deserves it. 23 home runs, 56 RBIs. But I also think that there needs to be some type of star recognition. And I think, with the Brewers, you have Corey Knebel, and I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. And I watch baseball all the time. I'm sorry, Mr. Knebel, but I don't know who you are. You have Justin Smoke. when another candidate at first base, Jose Abreu, putting up similar numbers. He's batting better, slightly less home runs, same amount of RBIs, a more consistent track record. So I think he would have been a deserving choice over Justin Smoke. That's just my opinion. You can disagree, but we'll see. We'll see. Moving on, we're going to go to the association. My second favorite sport, basketball. Lonzo Ball. I know his dad creates a lot of controversy. Say what you want. You love him or hate him. Lonzo Ball did make his rookie debut, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I mean, first play of the game, he's throwing an alley-oop pass to Brandon Ingram. It was absolutely beautiful. It was beautiful. But that was pretty much it. When you have a highlight tape of you going 2 for 15, 1 for 11 from 3, you had a rough debut. And I'm a Lonzo, advocate. I do like the things that his dad, does for the family. I like his game. I think he's a renaissance for the Lakers in a time where they really could use another star, somebody who is recognizable. And every time he touched the ball, you notice they were screaming. They were, yeah, yeah, yeah. Lonzo Ball is Showtime in every sense of the word. But it was rough. It was real rough. And he said it himself, hey, it's out the way, working hard, doing the right things. And he said, I'm not afraid to shoot it. And so we saw that. But then his next game, last night, triple-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. And, yeah, they didn't win, but they also didn't have Brandon Ingram. So you look at it, they lost some talent, and he makes up for it with a triple-double. I'd say pretty good improvements from one game to the next. For the record, he didn't have a triple-double at UCLA. So, Lonzo Ball, I think the future is definitely still bright. I'm not one of those people that's going to overreact. He had a bad game, then he had a good game, stat-wise, filling it up. The year the triple-double continues. Over, on the east side, Philadelphia, Markelle Fultz, the number 1 pick, who's going to be the more, better superstar, sprained his ankle. Now, if you know anything about Philadelphia sports in recent memory, injuries for their number 1 picks are all too commonplace. Joel Embiid was still eligible as a rookie last year because of injuries. He just made his rookie debut last year and hurt again. Ben Simmons missed the entire regular season, obviously no playoffs, hurt. And now to see Fultz roll his ankle and not be able to put any weight on it, it makes you pause for a second like, oh my God, here we go again. But I do believe that, it's an ankle injury. He's an NBA player. That's commonplace. They'll be fine. He'll be fine. But it is a little scare. You just got to watch out, Philly. But nobody's immune to the red shirt program they got going on. So keep that in mind. Moving on, money. Everybody like money. I know you like money. Let's talk about some money. James Harden just signed the largest contract in NBA history. It's a 4-year extension that'll add $170 million to his current deal, and over the life of that deal, is going to pay him $228 million. So, Steph Curry, you've been one-upped. Now, I know you're not complaining because you're still making $40 a year, but James got you by a lot. That's $27 million right there. The same amount Otto Porter is going to make in his first year of his contract. If he's worth it, I don't know if 13.8 points per game is worth $27 million, but we're going to find out. But I'm going to contrast James Harden's new contract with the contract Dirk got, because Dirk just signed for 2 years and $10 million. James Harden is going to make more in this NBA extension than every other active player's career earnings except Dirk. But Dirk, who has about $294 million in career earnings, has sacrificed more than any superstar in recent memory. Like, this man definitely deserves more than $5 million. Like, Nick Young is making $5 million for Golden State this year at the end of their bench, and Dirk is making $5 million at the end of his career. And you contrast that with Kobe Bryant, who made $25 million in his last year, and you say, Dirk, what are you doing? I mean, yes, on one hand, that's loyalty. That That's an illusion for an NBA owner. But Dirk is an extremely loyal player who has always done what it takes to try and put the best team around him. But the problem with it is, where are they recruiting guys at? Because they lost out on every single free agent. They've lost out on Dwight. They've lost out on LeBron. They're probably going to lose out on them again. They've lost out on every free agent of, big marquee free agent of memory. So, Dirk, why you keep leaving money, man? You see James Harden signing for $228 million. You can't even get 10 again. Like, I just think I salute you for real. That's respect. But what are you turning away money for when your front office is giving you Harrison Barnes on a max deal? Is Harrison Barnes at any point in his career ever going to be what Dirk has been, what he deserves? So you talk about winning a championship in 2011. I think Dirk has the right to say, hey, I want at least $15 million. If Otto Porter's making, he's making $27 million in 1 year, that's more than Dirk's going to make over the last 4 years combined. So the money in the NBA is a lot, and it's getting passed around, and I just want to know why Dirk isn't getting any of that. But hey, I'm not counting another man's pockets. You do you, Dirk. You do you. You're a Hall of Famer, though. Keep it real. Lastly, Gordon Hayward signed with the Boston Celtics. I know that news broke a little bit ago, but I got to talk about it again. Gordon Hayward accelerates Boston's rebuild. They've been stockpiling assets, getting, young guys that have been performing exceptionally. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, me and him about the same height. I mean, I wish I could play in the NBA, but, he needed some help. You talk about it, they lost him to an injury last year, and it was just catastrophic. They got a game. But to close the gap on Cleveland, you definitely needed some help. So Gordon Hayward brings that. He averaged 20 points per game last year for the first time in his career. And now he's reunited, and it feels so good with his coach, Brad Stevens. And I think that partnership will really be lucrative for the Boston Celtics, especially since they can keep stockpiling picks that are coming forward in the next couple of years. They just drafted Jason Tatum, who has been looking phenomenal in summer league play. They still have Marcus Smart. They traded Avery Bradley, but he was about to get a little expensive here coming soon. And that's, the kind of things, they got rid of Kelly Olynyk, who's also going to be expensive. He just signed a $54 million deal with the Heat. Boston, look for them to kind of shuffle the deck a little bit, trade some guys. Maybe I want to see them trade some guys, maybe get another star in, make a run, go to the Eastern Conference Finals again, maybe push Cleveland. I really would say Cleveland's still the favorite, but you don't really know. You got to play the game. It's on the court. But Gordon Hayward definitely gives them somebody who can alleviate the pressure from Isaiah Thomas. Marcus Smart and the guys are still defensive first, so the defense should still be intact. You surround them with some shooting, and you know what? The sky's the limit, especially in an Eastern Conference where outside of Cleveland, Boston, Washington, who you got? Toronto? Outside of those four, like Boston, they had the 1 seed last year. Everything just got a little bit easier in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see what happens. Free agency is still going on, but the major dominoes have fallen, and I definitely think it's still Golden State's league. It's their world. We're just living in it, and everybody else has to continue to play catch up. But definitely some nice moves by these teams. I'm very impressed with every single body except the Chicago Bulls. But, again, this is an Anion AM. I'm looking to bring this forward into the future every Sunday at 10 p.m. Central, 11 on the East Coast. Stay tuned. Big things. The only place to go is up. I'm trying to go next level with everything. I'm trying to keep everything coming, keep all my fans excited, all my fans happy. Everybody, if you got friends, tell them subscribe. We're on iTunes with it. We're on iTunes. Can't be stopped. And an Anion Sports production. Everybody, happy Sunday. Be blessed. Be great. I'll see y'all soon.